So some businesses, I know, particularly startup businesses, entrepreneurs, small business owners, love to have a coach. And I've never had a coach, I've never had that luxury, but I would love to know what coaches do and who they help and how they help them. And that's what we're going to be talking about this week. So this week I am talking to an old friend, Anthony English.
Good to see you, Rob. How are you?
We're always chatting on LinkedIn and exchanging stuff, but you're a business coach.
I am.
There's so many different types of business coaches.
I know, and everyone's a coach, and it's a real, I mean, it's so easy to set up your shingle, isn't it?
It is.
So, hey, I'm a coach.
Everyone seems to be doing it. So what do you do specific? Who are your clients? Who do you work with? What sort of people?
So usually with women who are, they're usually ex-corporate, super brilliant at what they do. And that could be in all kinds of fields. I don't really focus on a particular vertical or a particular niche. But they are great. They may be copywriters, it could be bookkeepers, it could be accountants, it could be marketing people, usually in the digital space. And they're the sort of people who would really run things, just take ownership and take control. Really, that's just amazing.
That's great. So you're saying they're all from all sorts of backgrounds. I can imagine coming from corporates and then starting their own business, that might be quite a challenge. So what are some of the challenges that they typically face?
It's a challenge in ways that you wouldn't really expect. Like, for example, the idea of pricing. How much do I charge? How much do I sell? They might be okay in a job interview, but really, if you've been working in a job in a big sort of company, in a cubicle, you don't really get to sell yourself very much.
No, that's true.
Yeah, and you don't really talk about the money.
And I think it's natural that a lot of people, when they go out on their own, they kind of undervalue themselves and their services.
Totally. And I think especially women. And I think that's a really big problem. And there are women who know that they are really good at what they do. And yet they still undervalue themselves, which is really fascinating to me.
That's probably a whole video on its own.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So what other, you mentioned charging as one of their problems. What is some of the others?
Yeah, I mean, they are really identifying who their clients are, and people are going to tell them, look, try and niche down. The riches are in the niches. And I don't say that.
You obviously have a lot of American clients.
I do have a lot.
Because you say niches, not niches.
I do. Yeah, that's right. And so that's a challenge too, because that's like cutting off their arm, because they're sort of thinking, look, I mean, I get it. Okay, if we're going to work only with this sort of company in this particular industry, I get it. But these are people who are extremely gifted in so many different areas and very interested in things. So they don't really have just like one skill that they're really good at. They are great at that, but they could pretty much hold down, the job, the manager job in 3 different roles easily.
So undervaluing themselves, really sort of understanding how to focus. What would be another one?
Yeah, so and even the sales process. Like I'm working with a lady at the moment she's a sales consultant. She could sell 6 figures. She could sell something to you with no problem at all. Absolutely.
I'm a sucker. Anyone can sell anything.
Oh yeah. Everybody sell stuff to Rob. And she's brilliant at what she does. And she knows, I mean, she's very, very, which is a lot of coaches don't have that, right? There's the sales side, and she's really good at that. But still, she needs some coaching around that, around recognizing her own value. Because once you're actually starting to sell yourself, your own services instead of something else that you sold for another company, you feel like the pressure's much more on you.
A lot of that is mindset, isn't it? And it's something that I've struggled with over the years. I mean, I've hopefully cracked it now after 22 years. But it's not just undervaluing yourself, but it's valuing the services that you provide and understanding that you're actually helping people by delivering those services to them. And I think a lot of people struggle with that. I mean, I don't know whether people watching this, but it's not. There's almost this issue, I think, of am I worthy enough to do what I'm doing, and is my service good enough?
Well, and what I find really frustrating is Nike. They're not going to sue us, are they? Like
No,
the
hopefully
lawyers.
not. Shop Nike.
Get rid of the Nike thing, okay? I
Beep
think
it.
they're wonderful. Wonderful.
Beep
They're
it.
just
So what's the problem with Nike?
the whole just do it thing. The
okay.
whole
Yep.
like don't overthink it, just do it. I think that, I mean, you use the word mindset. It's not a word that I use, but in fact, I've got a little bit of a problem with the word mindset for that matter, because it makes it feel like it's all your fault.
No,
It's
that's
just
true.
you don't believe
Yes.
in yourself,
Yep.
and it's all your fault. And so what I really try and do is say, look, let's find out why you're procrastinating here,
Yeah.
rather than sort of push them into.
Small business owners and entrepreneurs don't procrastinate. How do you?
Let me think about that.
You're looking at one of the worst.
Well,
Okay.
why? So the interesting thing is, like, why are we procrastinating or calling ourselves perfectionists or whatever? Why are we doing that? And I find that digging in, women especially, I think, are very, very self-aware.
Yeah.
They tend to be, maybe perhaps a bit too critical at times of themselves, and that seeing within them where what they think is a weakness is actually a strength.
Yeah.
You just think like that is transformational. It's just beautiful, actually. It's just amazing because it's really, it's not me telling them just do it. I'm not the coachy coach.
Yeah.
I instead, what I try to do is to show them for themselves. Do you know why you're procrastinating on this? It's not about process. It's not about
It's just becoming
getting
more
organised.
self-aware, I guess.
Yeah, and sometimes there's been some criticism in their past life from a boss or a parent or from somebody, and and we've got that too. I got told when I was 11 years old, I mowed a lawn, and the lady didn't tell me. She said, you need to charge me more, and I felt bad. I felt, I'm a people pleaser, right? But she said, you'll never be good in business. I still remember that, and that's 40 years
that's
later.
kind of programming. Yeah, at the beginning of this, I said I've never had a business coach. I'm just reflecting on what you're saying. Maybe I just have the wrong kind of perception of what a business coach is. I belong to a lot of coaching programs.
Sure.
I've never had a one-on-one business coach. But you're so right. A lot of the value that I got out of those programs was just in kind of inward looking and understanding, how to fix me inside. But it's not fixing. It's not the right word. But getting rid of some of that hard wiring and those old attitudes that you got in your head.
I think when you're running your own business, whether you're a man or a woman, I think when you're running your own business, I think you get to learn your strengths and your weaknesses, especially your weaknesses. You can sort of get away with being, not that organized or not like when you, but once the pressure's on you, and especially when you're starting your business and people are sort of treating it like it's a hobby, or why don't you just get a real job? Like that's when you've really got to stand up and rise to the occasion. You don't have to prove it to anyone, but you do have to prove it to yourself. You have to be sure for yourself,
That's true.
and then to your clients.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, so the first sale is to yourself. Yeah.
So we could go on for hours. I must come back. We're in a beautiful part of Sydney, I have to say. It was almost a packed lunch to get out here, but unfortunately you can't see it, but just over my shoulder there is the Blue Mountains. It's a beautiful part of Sydney, so hopefully I'll be able to come back and talk to you more, and we'll do some more videos. But so to wrap up, actually there's something in the back of my mind there. You have a lot of clients in the States. How did that come about?
Yeah, well, LinkedIn has been absolutely transformational for me, and I post a lot on LinkedIn, articles, small posts, text posts, videos, and really, I just find the people in the US, I mean, they're just so dynamic, so enthusiastic, so receptive.
So it's just like
and they love my Aussie accent. Nobody in
because
Australia.
the Australians wouldn't notice it.
Nobody in Australia ever comes and says, "Oh wow, Anthony, I just love your accent." Like,
that's all right. So come on, let's wrap this up. So you're working with all kinds of small business owners, entrepreneurs.
Not really. It's down to professional services.
Yeah, okay, professional services.
Primarily,
and kind of by a bit of a quirk, a lot of women rather than guys.
It's actually I would say that's deliberate. I really love working with women, and And I think part of that is that I've got 6 sisters and I've got 5 daughters.
Okay.
So I'm not going to walk
5,
around saying I understand women, because I'm not going to say
no
that.
No guy does. No.
That's right. So I think I'm perhaps a little bit more aware, or hopefully more aware of the challenges that they face in the business world.
That's cool. No, I absolutely understand that. So just to recap, what's the sort of top 3 things that you're really helping your clients
Sure. With? So it's really around confidence with their own pricing, with their own value in their own minds. And that helps them to identify who they should be working with. Okay? And then the actual sales process is such a natural thing. They don't have to use any scammy wow, how to close the deal thing. Like it's just it's.
I've noticed that in a lot of your LinkedIn videos. It's kind of very natural. Just put it out there.
Yeah.
And look, I
it's
think
an invitation.
I think if you have that confidence in sales and you have a bit of a process that you're comfortable with, and you're not embarrassed about your pricing, I mean it just comes, It
is. It's a very natural thing, and that's what they love as well, because nobody likes to be sold to.
No, of course not.
So
don't sell them.
And most of us don't like selling either. So we just say, listen, is this a good fit?
Yeah, that's great.
Would it make sense for us to work together?
We definitely have to do some more videos. So if you enjoyed that, I'll put some links below so you can catch up with Anthony, because he's probably got lots more tips that he could share with you. But you know how this channel works. If you have any comments below, any questions, do comment below, because either I or Anthony will be answering them. If you like the content, do share, do subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. And remember, videos come out every Wednesday. So I'll see you next week. Maybe Anthony will, or the week after. We'll have to see. Thanks for joining us,
Thank
mate.
you so much, Rob.